Welcome to Innovate presents Entrepreneurs in Tech. Today we're delighted to have our guest all the way from beautiful the island of Cyprus, Constantinos Loizou, who is the CEO and founder of Embio. Constantinos, it's a pleasure to have you on the show here at Entrepreneurs in Tech, and thank you for joining us. And if you don't mind, give us a quick introduction about yourself, a bit of insights before we dive into it.
Thank you for the introduction, Bob. It's an amazing opportunity to be here with you. And my name is Constantinos Loizou. I am the CEO and founder of Embio Diagnostics. And my motto and the insights that we will learn today is learning from our mistakes and how we bring growth towards our daily routines.
Amazing. Embio's Diagnostics. Sorry. And so how did this whole thing started? What made you say, hey, you know what? When the light switch went on and say, this is what I want to do. And this is what my plan. Not to mention Cyprus being the hub of tech in Europe and the bridge between Europe, Asia, the States, and even the Middle East, especially the GCC part.
You know, Cyprus has two eyes, one on Europe and the other one on the Middle East. It's been a journey of generations and civilizations for years and years. So bringing the technology is a natural next step. When you have a very challenging political climate and you are in the middle of it, you know what US is calling Cyprus for many years, the unsinkable aircraft.
The unsinkable aircraft.
Yes. So that's where we try to build technology. And to be very honest, Cyprus is well known as a hub for various services. Some of them not very well known, some of them not the best thing you want to have for your country. And that was my biggest problem. I was able to see people growing from Cyprus, technologies growing from Cyprus, but not in a good way, not in a good thing from my country. So I said, because it's well known for how you build financial services. Financial services often have ups and downs, and when you have an economy solely built on real estate and financial services, you only keep the bad part as a projection of the country outside of this country. So my objective was to build technology, to build it out of Cyprus, and avoid one main thing that we are very keen to hear, that some things are limitations. And we wanted to showcase, along with my co-founders, that you don't have limits because you decided to build your technology in Cyprus.
I mean, your strategical location, not just that, you're in the heart of Europe in a way, but not, but you are. And you're very close to the Middle East, especially to the GCC, where there's a flux of advancement happening over there, plus technology. And I see constant activity. Things are really positively growing and advancing in Cyprus with technology. I mean, now it's no longer known for real estate and financial services. Now it's known for AI, tech advancement, a lot of startups because of your tax laws and I would say more softer to help startups, encouraging a lot of companies to come in from all over the world and have their own branch there or start the company actually there. They'll have access to funds and grants from Europe, from the European Union, plus other things.
I know you hosted also Chief Scientist, Mr. Skouridis, a couple of days ago.
Absolutely. Amazing, yes.
He gave you a very brief overlook and he has the clear view of what's happening on the whole ecosystem. But you're describing the picture in 2025. You directed the question how we started Embio, and that was the picture in 2016. And a lot of things changed these 9 years. And I'm telling you, things change fast. And I would encourage anyone to start their business from Cyprus, not because of the low taxation and the incentives and all these things. I will encourage it because it's a climate that allows you to build technology. The procedures are pretty simple compared to other countries. The governments are stable and you rarely see things changing. I would disagree on you on Cyprus is the middle of Europe. we are actually the far east of Europe, and we see
Well, I meant it more in not geographical actually, but more in a business way.
I get the point, but I'm telling you, Europe sees us as the Far East, and it's still there are a lot of ways to go forward, and there is a lot of procedures that we can do differently. Let's say to be closer to what Europe has to offer. And yes, there are a lot of grants, but you have to be very good and very resourceful to actually be able to get this. You have to be well educated, be able to write things quite significant, and it takes time. So I wouldn't encourage this path if somebody wants to succeed. And we know now also the economies, global economy is quite different these 9 years from 2016 to 2025. Everything fits out quite faster.
Amazing. Well, I mean, you guys have the perfect recipe and the infrastructure, stable, political. That's whenever there's how should I say, a stable political stage, everything works. Everything works. Absolutely. Not to mention the beautiful weather. So let's dive into Embio.
365.
And yes, yes, absolutely. 365. Yes, let's dive into Embio. I'm really very intrigued about it, and I want for our viewers and listeners, and to see the benefits of it, and what's the goal behind it. What are you looking to change and advance?
With our latest technology, I will start from the end right now and
Yes.
what we have to offer. We have two technologies right there outside that are available for somebody to buy. One is a portable diagnostic device called Belt with several applications, more specific with users in food factories, in hospitals, in locations that require immediate analysis of pathogens. And that's something that we're very keen, and we have also patents behind it and very precise applications. And the second one is the device called AirBelt. It's this simple portable device that one of the models, and can allow you to immediately detect the air around you, and with our latest AI adoptions to understand what affects you. So I would start from that. MBA wants to achieve and bring this knowledge democratized. We want to very simple provide the information about what is there around you and how does it affect you. We think about water, we think about food all the time. The reality and the reason that we stepped into the air is that the most effective thing that brings and change our productivity, change our health, is the air that we breathe. That's why we developed AirBelt as a portable solution that allows you to have an immediate understanding of what's happening around you, for your kids, for the energy savings possibilities, and simply by having an AirBelt in your room, you know that this room is safe, and whenever any problem occurs, you immediately resolve it. That's how we avoid problems.
How do you read all the data and the analytics of that belt once you plug it in? So is it, and it's by an app, correct? It's connected to your phone.
Yes, it's connected
Yes,
with
so-
the AirBelt application that anyone
Yeah.
can download from Play
And
Store
download it.
or App Store, and
Yeah.
immediately you get access to the outdoor information from various stations that are available. But using an AirBelt device can allow you to know what's happening indoor.
Wow, this is great for clinics, hospitals, I would say spas, many different, can you, on airplanes? Yeah, you can.
We
Actually,
have
inside the
clients that are
plane.
using it on airplanes and airplane service, but I would personally, all the use cases you mentioned, all of them are clients, but I will start from the houses. The most important place to start is understand it's your house, because you have control of what you're breathing and you spend your time indoor, your house, your office. These simple spaces that we think that are not harmful can become harmful if you breathe the wrong air.
Wow. And this is really pretty interesting advancement. And the hospitals obviously is very important. You said it right. Yes, the house number one. That is number 1, 2, and 3. Because
We
if
don't
you're
want
healthy,
people.
you don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah,
You don't
exactly.
have to go to the hospital.
Perfect. That's exactly what this is a prevention. You
Yes.
have A device that can direct you what you are breathing, what is your temperature, what are the gases around you, if something dangerous occurs, if something it's affecting you and will affect you in the next 24 hours, and you can resolve it before it becomes a problem. Then you don't have to end up in the hospital.
Wow. Is there, you guys provide tools or any instruction how to clean up the air around you at home, in your room, in your kitchen area, your living area, your bedroom? Is there a tool or way that you provide your company to say, okay, because of that, here's what you need to do? Or not really? You would have to take the actions on your own.
We have our AI that can guide you take the correct actions. We trained it in 2 years of information and collection with the top environmental institutes in our area and globally. We try to make this available and into more analytical ways. And believe me, the most, as everything, as every good thing in life, the best solutions are free. So honestly, 99% of these problems are relatively easy to be solved. If you fall into the 1% of the problem that you have to resolve, then yes, you may need to take some costly actions, but that's a rare case.
And also hotels. That's people in it, they're sleeping in and out of it every day.
Exactly. And if a hotel decides to have air belt in each room, then they can save their maintenance by logging into our platform and immediately know which room requires more maintenance, if they require more maintenance, if somebody is smoking, if some things are happening inside the room that will affect the people. And of course, it's impossible to handle a big infrastructure without this kind of tools.
Right. So that's the first tool. You have another tool also. There's two of them, correct?
Yes, yes.
That's yes.
The portable
So
diagnostic device that we call Belt, and that was the
yeah.
initial purpose of naming the company Embio Diagnostics, is to create a diagnostic tool that will allow you to tell you the food quality, the water quality, any virus detection on the spot. So this has become a very advanced tool with several applications, and that a laboratory can buy or a factory can buy and run their own tests through that.
Wow. For water and for food. Food is very important. I think people will buy it themselves even. If it's simple to use.
It's simple to use, it's very effective. However, that was my initial point, and that was something I learned from the beginning. Even though you believe some things, that doesn't mean that it will happen. And I had the same understanding that people will be using it. It was one of my first challenges that I actually learned, that it's quite difficult to build it in a way that it will be available for people, because you have to change people's perspective, their daily routines. And that's another
So
type of challenge.
got it. So I see, Constantinos, your initial objective, obviously, health and longevity. And yes, health and longevity, it starts with the air we breathe, then our lifestyle, what stresses out, and then what we put in our body. Because what we put comes out, obviously, it shows. And so your main objective is really health, healthier life, and longevity. And this is one of the biggest I would say, things right now where there's a lot of investors going after is longevity, health, beside AI. Everybody jumping on the bandwagon of AI, but this is I would say, equally the same, not being talked about as much, but it's equally the same. Longevity and healthier lifestyle, because everybody wants to enjoy life. Everybody want to live long. Nobody wants to live part of their life in the hospital and clinics and in bed and being plugged in with all kind of tubes. Everybody want to enjoy, want to walk around, enjoy, go to Cyprus, walk on the beach there, enjoy the beautiful weather.
I have a very good,
Absolutely.
I have a very good friend who is a professor of medicine in a very
Yes.
important location in Switzerland, and he tells me that it's not about living longer; it's about living in equality and bringing this exactly as you mentioned, bringing this daily routine at the highest level. People that can be better and better and better every day, instead of just ending their life and just slowly going to the sunset.
Let's start with the air. As somebody who innovative like yourself, and came up with such a thing. What's the air quality in your opinion lately? I'm sure you used it many times. You used it to show it to people and on yourself. You have it at home, in the office. So, what do you think of the air quality that we all breathe? I mean, yes, living somewhere on an exotic island where there's water and fresh air constantly, different than living in the middle of a congested city and an apartment and all of that, and underground trains and all of this. Sure. And
You
people
know,
always getting sick.
in our application, we have for the outdoor situation, we created a very nice looking faces. And basically, we wanted to give the outdoor understanding of water, of air quality, because if you check the levels that you can find from other applications are quite complex. So we created these nice phases that basically give you a level of green, purple, orange, and red. And my daughter was going through this list of several countries I had today, and she told me, "Okay, now we have to move to Slovenia or New Zealand, from what I see here. And for sure, yes, and for sure we have to avoid Dubai, which is always a constant red." So,
Wow.
to answer
Wow.
your question, air quality is essential to our daily feeling, to our
Yeah.
daily routines. It's affecting our health, and most importantly, it affects our productivity during the day. And what does the means that you can be in a place that you have everything, but if you don't have the right air to breathe, then you start feeling like, you know, and you have to take some medicine to feel better. You have to take a lot of steps around it. So air is in the US you have a really different understanding of the air, and I will explain very simple. In the US the directives are you clean the air inside the building. In EU, we bring fresh air to circulate and clean the whole situation. So we have a different approach between these two location based. So the air is different depending on your location. That's what I would say simply. I would encourage everyone to check in their location, and if a problem is clear through the outdoor positions, then they take more measurements and actions basically to understand. But breathing right, the best air conditions, it's essential for our daily routine and of course longevity, as you said. And I will close with a very simple remark. Air quality is one thing, but one thing that is also exceptionally important is CO2. CO2 varies when you have many people into one closed location. You can have five people in a closed room, and immediately CO2 goes above 2000. And 2000 ppm with CO2 can actually create a lot of fatigue and wrong decisions. And that's something that is not directly related with air quality. That's something we detect, and that's something that I would encourage every office to monitor their combined CO2 levels.
You mentioned something. You said Slovenia. Why Slovenia? Did they have the best air quality beside New Zealand?
Yeah, because when my daughter was scrolling to the countries, I visited Slovenia last week for a conference, actually an emissions conference, and she
You
saw
took the
the green.
device with you. You
Yes,
plugged
I
it in.
took the device and she saw that it was currently on the green level. So she said, "It looks beautiful on that position."
Wow, interesting. Well, food for thought. So, another place beside New Zealand, closer than New Zealand to travel to.
More
Is
accessible.
this so? Obviously, you went to another country, so this device works anywhere in the world.
Anywhere, you just plug it in,
And
you need a
plug it in and
Wi-Fi.
download the app, and it works. Wow, this is for consumer use. I would love to have one. I think, are you being distributed in the U.S.? If not, we're gonna have to work an effort to bring your product to the U.S. because this is a great product. I really do. We'll talk about that after the show for sure. So here's a free advertisement to Embio at the belt. Absolutely. I like it. Actually, I'm into health and longevity and healthier lifestyle. From food to what do you do to yourself to sometimes we cannot avoid certain things, but we have to because we're talking about our longevity and our health care. Absolutely. Any advice that you would like to give to any entrepreneurs right now entering the arena of AI and the fast rates of technology? and everybody wants to grab a piece, or everybody want to jump on the bandwagon, as they say.
You have to know where you're starting. So choosing the location of your startup is essential to understand the growth that you can achieve. So you can go to a bigger market. You understand the challenges there are different than going to a smaller market, but the market that you will be part of it will define you. So I wouldn't advise anyone to start as we started in Cyprus because we wanted to do it in Cyprus. That was a wrong approach, even though with hard work we made it work. But you have to read the environment that you are starting your positioning, and you are placing your job. That will be the first advice. And always think about how you bring value and what's your differentiator, and in order to repeat it. And practice makes better. That's the only thing you have to know.
Absolutely. Konstantinos, anything to expect from Embio? Any new technology upgrades in the next, I would say, month or two?
Yes, we have two more devices that are joining for air.
Two more.
One, yes, yes, two more that are ready to launch. One is called Airbelt Prometheus. You see, we built our whole line of products through Greek mythology. So we
Yeah,
started here.
Prometheus. I know the movie. I'm a big fan. Big fan. We don't
Okay,
want to get into it, but yes, yes. But why you named it Prometheus? I'm intrigued. Now that this interview is gonna get a little bit longer now.
okay, well, we will be a bit fast, but we will say it's important. So, Eos was one very important goddess, was the goddess of what's starting during the day. So, Eos was the goddess of started. Prometheus was not actually a god, but was the person that took the fire from gods to give it to the people. So with Eos we are starting, with Prometheus we are showing the actual knowledge of what's happening to more advanced locations, industrial locations, service location factories that will make it essential. And we close the year with the launch of Athena, which our latest Athena, which was the goddess of wisdom. She came out of Zeus' head and she had all the information. So Athena is a combination of the information we learned through the journey we took for the first two devices, and it will bring the knowledge more democratized, more available, and to the people that require something more, not just the understanding that EOS can bring them, the initial understanding, the entry point. Athena will be our premium version to provide to the people that actually require to know even the smallest details.
Constantinos, I like the product more now. I like your mythology kind of way of thinking. It has something to do with spirituality also, because this is something interesting, really interesting. Because you obviously, it's not just a product and to make money. You really gave it a very deep thinking in every step, even the name and the design and the whole thing. I like that. I really
Nobody
do.
gets into hardware to make money. Hardware
No,
is there
yes.
to make your life difficult and to leave your stain, to leave your mark there. That's why you
Well,
get
you're
into hardware.
absolutely live longer, be healthy, as Constantinos said, who resides in beautiful Cyprus. Embio is one of the tools going to help you to create more awareness around you. So how can I live healthy and longer? How? Through, at least first, start with breathing. We'll get into eating and exercising, but eating, I mean, breathing is the first thing, because this is the first thing you do. That's what keeps you alive. Air. You need air to stay alive. So you need to breathe the right air, and you need to be aware of your surrounding. What are you breathing? Absolutely. Embio is I would say, is the new trend for 2025, 26, because we're going to be soon in 26. So yeah, definitely for sure. What's the name of the app, Konstantinos?
The app is called Airbelt. It's exactly as it's spelled here. It's Airbelt. You can download it from App Store and from Play Store, and you can, by downloading for free, you have access to our outdoor algorithm, and you need to buy a device to get access to the indoor solutions.
And is it easy to get a hold of the device? Just go to mbio.com or
We will
okay.
make it available in the next month. We will
Yeah,
open our site, but just by sending us on our sales email, you will receive immediately, and we can ship for everywhere in the world.
lovely, lovely. Well, great. Constantinos, it was definitely a pleasure having you on the show. Definitely added something interesting and I would say not just fun, something really promising to advancing humanity. It's not just about, hey, how can we make more money in this? This is something to humanity. This is for humanity, for longevity. And it was a pleasure having you on the show. And my pleasure. Yes. Well, thank you again for joining us on Entrepreneurs in Tech. Please stay connected to us through social media. And till next time, just always be curious and stay healthy and breathe the right air. That's today's word.
Excellent.
Constantinos, thank you, sir.
If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to share. Innovate presents Entrepreneurs in Tech podcast. And if you're joining us on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.